watching Ebony Ladies in the DR. I'm your host, Bridget. Bienvenidos a mi canal. Gracias por mirar. Yo soy tu presentadora, Bridget. I know y'all are reading the topic. It says, Punta Cana, don't move here if. If is the key word, y'all. Y'all think I'm trying to keep all of this paradise to myself? I would love that. But I do love people coming to the Dominican Republic. But the reason for this episode today is because within the last 3 to 4 months, I have had two friends and one subscriber to actually move to Punta Cana. And they moved here, and they'll tell you because of me, because I have made life in the DI look like it is perfect and wonderful and glorious and all of those great things. Well, like I always say, if they really tune in, watch my videos, I always give the good and the bad, but I always say the good outweighs the bad, and that Punta Cana is perfect for me. So what might be perfect for me might not be perfect for you. So I went down a list. I made a little list of the 7 things. And so it says, Punta Cana, do not move here if. Yeah, I'm going to start with number 1. I know I'm going to get a bunch of feedback, a bunch of comments. There she go with the race thing. But number 1 is simply, if you don't like people of color, y'all, do not move to the Dominican Republic. This is a country of people of color. There are a lot of us here, color. So let me tell y'all, and this is true. This is a true story. This is firsthand. I have a neighbor who really does not like people of color. So I asked, he didn't so much say it in those exact words, but I asked, why did you choose the Dominican Republic? He went down the list. It's beautiful. It's cheap to live here. My money goes further. I love the beach. I love surfing. I like scuba diving. I like the deep sea fishing, on and on and on and on and on. But if you really don't care for people of color, why didn't you choose another country, another destination? Because there are many out there that you wouldn't have to tolerate people of color. And, he was basically, well, I don't have to interact a lot. I don't have to go out. I kind of do my own thing, blah, blah, blah. I mean, he was really trying to justify it, y'all. And it is like, there's no way around it. Every interaction, every commodore, every grocery store, excursion, boat trip, shopping, gardening, everything that you do, you are going to interact and come into contact with a person of color. And I can tell, when he's irritated, if he's been out all day, and I guess he's, had to deal with too many people of color, his attitude is horrible. So my thing is, why move somewhere where you have to tolerate something on that big of a scope? That affects your life, that you're something that you really don't like. I don't get it. I wouldn't be here if it was something so large, like, oh, I don't like the beach. I don't like, I hate traffic, or I hate bad drivers. I'm going to be miserable here, right? So it's not that you have to learn to tolerate people of color. You shouldn't have to. You need to find a place that's going to be better for you, and so that you'll be happy, and then you won't be spreading your hatred and your meanness and the mean look on your face every time I see you. It gets old and it's like crazy. So scoop, scoop, find a new destination. If you need some help, let me start doing some research and I'll help you, because this is not the place for you. Okay, the rest, you guys, are not as deep, but they are serious. They can affect your quality of life. Number 2, if you are afraid of insects like butterflies, the geckos, mosquitoes, ants, spiders, snakes, if you're afraid, and I'm afraid of snakes. but not as much as I used to be. Because in the 5 years that I've been here, I've seen two black snakes. One was dead, one was alive. And I think I shared on another video, I wasn't even scared. It was like, oh, where's the gardener? You know, he got to come get this snake. And serpiente, serpiente. And I was loud, and he came and killed the snake with his machete, chopped it in half. I think got the head. So he chopped it twice and took it away. And I was done. But it didn't make me like, oh my God, I can't go outside. I'm always outside. I'm always out here with no shoes on, you know, because I'm not afraid of insects. But one of the people that just recently moved here, they literally sent me 7 WhatsApp messages in the middle of the night because they saw a spider. You're not going to make it here. You shouldn't have moved here. You might not want to renew that lease. Do not go house shopping to purchase because it's not going to work. No, like I said, just like if you can't tolerate people of color, you're not going to be able to tolerate insects. This ain't the place for you. It's only going to get, as the seasons change, oh my God, I see all kinds of different insects all the time. We don't have a bug issue in our house, but I love outdoors and I'm always outdoors. And so I see bugs. There are bugs. There are different kind of little red bugs. There's a weird, nasty, gross bug that I hate that comes off of this tree every other season. It doesn't, I don't see them every season. It looks like a black and yellow and red caterpillar. I don't know, but it's so disgusting. I hate it. But it doesn't stop my quality of life. I'm like, oh, it's that season. So then I won't be in that particular part of the garden without my shoes on. So, y'all, something to think about. Insects, people of color, don't work for you. Dominican Republic might not work for you. Number 3, guys, whew, if you don't like to sweat, this really might not be the Caribbean. It as a whole might not be the place for you. And then she moved here during the summer. This is the summer in the Dominican Republic. To me, it's cooler, and I couldn't film this in Houston in the middle of the day. I would be like dripping in sweat. I would be miserable. But y'all can see my pages are blowing. The wind's blowing behind me. There's a nice breeze. So, and I will be sweating a little bit if I'm out here too long. It's going to be hot, but I'm not going to be like miserable. I'm not going to tell you every time I see you, how do you live here? Ah, how is it? It's so hot. I got to get to the AC. This is not going to work for you unless you are very, very wealthy and you can afford to run your AC all the time in your house and you have a great car with good AC, you know, then you'll maybe will be okay. But in general, nah, it might be hard for you to be here if you don't like to sweat. Okay. Number 4, this kind of irritates me. Number 4, I said don't move here if you are looking for a job. Um, yeah, that should be part of your plan. Like, how am I going to pay bills? How am I going to sustain my life in the Dominican Republic? And I'm just speaking to Americans, basically, right? Because if you've done your homework, then you already know what the monthly minimum salaries here are. They're very low, especially if you are not bilingual. Especially if you're not being sponsored by a company for like a work visa, that type of thing. Just coming here and working for other Americans or other foreigners, even for Dominicans, you're not going to make a lot of money. You're going to work a lot of hours. You're not going to be happy. You're going to be complaining all the time. So it kind of irritates me to see people in the expat groups. What do y'all do for work? How do y'all work remotely? Which VPN should I buy? What jobs did you apply for? What are they looking for? I'm like, oh my God. And it takes everything I have not to comment on those type of posts because I'm like, you're not ready to be here. You're not ready. I mean, people say be spontaneous, jump into it. But how you gonna pay your rent every day? How you gonna eat? How you gonna keep living? So especially if you're coming to Punta Cana, I say it all the time, Punta Cana is the most expensive city to live in. Still cheaper for us than Houston in the United States, but it's expensive to live here compared to some of the other cities in the Dominican Republic. So, guys, do your homework. find you a good remote job that allows you to work in the Dominican Republic, or that is not researching and not smart about the VPN thing, and get that all secured and taken care of and get in the groove of your schedule before you come to the DR. Because if you come, you're looking for a job. You're going to be in the expat groups, in the Facebook groups, complaining and whining all the time. And you're not going to like the comments from some of these people because they can be brutal. I already know. So don't be looking for a job. Find that, secure that, take care of that before you get here. Number 5, don't move here if you are expecting great customer service. Now, this is not to throw shade or to be ugly towards the Dominican Republic, because I'm going to say a high 30% of the businesses may give great customer service. The other 70%, it is what it is. They will speak. You will get a smile. If it doesn't have a price, they're not going to even try to help you. You're not going to get to buy it. It's not going to get sold. Forget about it. If there is esposo y novia or novia, wife, husband, boyfriend, girlfriend come in while they working, they will stop and greet them and have a little conversation while you waiting. Yeah, not good customer service, y'all. So it's just one of those things that I have learned to live with. I'm not saying I have no expectations, because I do. I do not let people get away with being rude or disrespectful to me, and that hasn't happened many times here in the 5 years. But customer service, just being super slow, just not acknowledging you right away, that type of thing, it don't bother me at all. Not one bit. Because if you don't give me a smile, you're not getting my beautiful smile. So, if that's how we're doing our business transaction today, that's how it is, period. But yeah, don't move here and be upset every time you go to Jumbo, every time you go to Texaco, every time you go to Unidos, that because you didn't get great customer service, or you go to a restaurant and it's way overpriced and they have horrible service. Yeah, that's what it is. That's just something you have to get over. So if you're in the hospitality industry and you are going to be critiquing everything, you might not want to come to Punta Cana or Dominican Republic in general. All right, moving on. Number 6 on the list, don't move here if you think you can find a villa on the beach for 90,000 US dollars. 4 bedrooms. That my producer in the background, y'all, he like, ugh, because my subscribers will message me and say, "Oh, Bridget, I think we're ready to buy a little something in the DI. I think we're ready to invest. All we need is 4 bedrooms on the beach, and we're looking at something under 100,000." I mean, I'm not a magician. I can't work that kind of magic, because if I find a 4 bedroom on the beach, guess who's gonna buy it? Bridget and Daphne. We're not even gonna tell you about it, because it ain't happening, people. Not here in Punta Cana. So don't, get that out of your mind that we're a third world country, because we absolutely are not. You used to could get something like this under 200,000. Not anymore. My apartment now is selling for almost 300,000. And y'all know, if you go back and watch what you can get under $200,000 in Punta Cana, you'll know the actual price of our apartment villa, what we paid. But don't come here thinking you're going to get a $90,000 villa, 4 bedroom on the beach. It ain't happening. Or think you're going to get, oh, we just want a 3 bedroom condo on the beach to rent for $300. Yeah, you're gonna be deep, deep, deep Baron, deep, deep, deep for Yusa. Maybe ceiling fans, no AC, maybe a window in the bedroom, maybe a stove top. So $300, y'all, it ain't going far anymore. Nothing nice, nothing that I think would be comparable to what you would expect in the US. We don't have that. Okay, so don't think you can get something for 90,000 for a bedroom on the beach or $300 a month, perfect condition, furniture, views. It ain't happening. All right, the last one, y'all made it. Let me recap for those of you that just joined in. Number one, if you don't really like people of color, you should absolutely not move here. Number two, you're afraid of insects. Number three, you don't like to sweat. Number four, you're looking for a job. Number five, you expect great customer service. Number six, we just went through it. You're expecting to buy a villa on the beach for $90,000. The last but not least, number seven, if you are an impatient person, and I was in the beginning, before I started to change my whole mindset, really before I got to Punta Cana, I was already working on my patience, and it is very conscious and very, and every, even to this day, I have to just chill and be like, yeah, I ain't got no job. I'm not punching the time clock. Why I'm in a hurry? Why I'm rushing now? What? Tranquilo. And it's true. You have to practice patience. You have to be very conscious of how you are running around in this world. Okay? Because I was all go, 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 because that was my USA mentality. Because I had so much stuff I had to get done with very little free time. So I don't want anybody wasting my time. But here it's like, I got all day. Go ahead. Take time. I'm going to meet me a few people in line. I'm going to practice my Spanish. I'm going to chill. You know, I'm going to go and look for some other stuff while I'm still waiting to be checked out. So, you know what I'm saying? I have learned to be patient with workers and vendors, different things like that. When I'm paying for their service, like people come and we just had the house painted and things like that. My patience isn't so tolerant. So you know, but I will let them know up front. I like things done on the time that you suggest. I'm not going to say American time. I'm going to say we ask our painters what time is good for you. I'm 6 a.m. I'm up walking 5 miles every morning. So if you're not an early person, let me know. You're not going to get here to 9 a.m., 10 a.m. No problem. You start your day a little bit later. But if you tell me 9 a.m., then about 9:15, if you're not here, yep, I'm messaging you on WhatsApp to see what's going on, to see that you're going to be here, to see, you know what I mean? So I do have expectations, but I'm very patient. So if you tell me you're going to do a later start, no problema. Perfecto. Mwah. We're good to go. But if you tell me 7 a.m. and it's 9 o'clock and I haven't heard from you, I don't have any patience for that kind of foolishness. I will fire you, terminate it, and find another contractor, period. Because if you're starting out that way, it's only going to get worse. So, guys, I know y'all think, oh, she always telling people, don't move there. She want to keep all this beauty, all this sunshine, all the beach all to herself. I do not. I just want you to really ask yourself the hard questions. Am I moving to the right place? Is the Dominican Republic right for me? So this is a small checklist. Your checklist, that was only 7 things that I've noticed just based on 3 people who have moved here in the last 4 months. And they're not happy. They're not comfortable. And so why not, you know, really put your own feet to the fire, ask yourself the hard questions, and make the decision. Because you can always be like, ah, ah, I don't think I'm going to the Dominican Republic. Not to live. That ain't going to work for me. Research and start finding the perfect place for you. So, guys, I wish you all the best of luck. If you are in Dominican Republic, if you are in Punta Cana, reach out to me. I would love to meet you. If you want to be on the show, that ain't nothing but a word. Let's do it. Let's talk about whatever you want to talk about relating to your transition here in the Dominican Republic. So, guys, episodes every Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and share button and my notification bell because I am dropping little shorts every now and then, telling you about what there is to do in Punta Cana, things to do, things that I may just find out at the last minute. I want to share with you all. So you got to have your notification bell on. Okay? I thank y'all very, very, very much for subscribing to my channel and spending a little time with me on this Thursday evening. I appreciate you. Take care. Have a wonderful evening and a wonderful rest of your week.